Hello and welcome to DC Figures and Collectibles. My name is Tyler G of Batman Figs on Instagram, as well as Batman TS Figs on YouTube. And I am joined, as always, by my co-host all the way from Stoke-on-Trent, England, who you can find on Instagram at the.batfan. His name is Scott. Scott, how you doing?
Hello. Hello to everybody listening and watching on YouTube. Tyler, I'm doing good, yes. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm surviving.
Awesome.
I enjoyed our live chat on Instagram the other day, Saturday.
Yeah. It was great fun. Yeah, it was great fun. We'll be doing things like that a little more often, I suspect. I think me and Lewis have planned one for next weekend as well, and we'll be doing undoubtedly another one and more podcasts, all the social isolation and distancing stuff. We've got a lot of time to fill and a lot of other people's time to fill. Hopefully, if people enjoy it and check it out.
Yes, and you can definitely tell there's been a surge on Instagram.
For sure, yeah.
From people being in the social distancing / isolation. And I mean, even though it's a horrendous thing going on, I guess it's cool that we have this technology that we can kind of keep in touch and at least keep each other entertained and not go insane. That's always fun.
Yeah, I mean, if you're, I feel like figure photographers have got a fantastic outlet, to keep themselves busy. And doing what we're doing now as well, podcasts, it's a great thing to do, just to stay in human contact with people and talk to people.
Yes, and keep the brain occupied on something else than world matters and news 24/7.
Absolutely,
it's nice to get some of that anxiety away. But I know I personally have never loved toy photography more.
Same, yeah.
So, speaking of that, you kind of talked to me a little bit before we got on and said that you have some new figures and a bunch of new stuff going on. So let's hear about those new figures you got.
Yeah, not particularly exciting, but I mentioned it on the last podcast that I brought the Movie Masters Dark Knight Alfred.
Oh, how much did that cost?
20 quid.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, it's all right.
Was it loose?
No, it was in box actually. So I've got like the round part of the bat signal that comes in because you can build a bat signal. So I'm also looking to get some more figures from the line. And it's not a particularly amazing figure, but
that's the only way you could get that Alfred.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I thought, why not? I'll get that Alfred, and I've got the Mafex Bruce Wayne to go with him. So
that's so cool. Dang, you literally have every Alfred now already.
Thought it was worth. We just need an Alfred from Batman v Superman. I'm surprised Mezco's never done an Alfred, like a comic book Alfred. I'm surprised they've never had a go at something like that. But he's a cool figure.
That's very cool. And that's also just a completionist collection for Alfred.
Yeah, absolutely. And type from Alfred, the only other new figure I've got, this is a figure I've been waiting for a couple of weeks. I'm very excited to have him. It's this guy.
Oh, okay. He's a custom?
No, it's the Loot Crate exclusive Batman 89 NECA.
Okay.
I think I'm saying that right. But yeah, he's a great figure.
That's even it's going to be even more valuable because Loot Crate went bankrupt recently.
Really?
Yeah. They don't exist anymore.
Wow.
So that's going to be extremely rare.
That sucks, but he's an outstanding figure. Yeah, any Batman 89 figure I'm a sucker for. I can't wait to see what SH Figure Arts are going to do with Batman 89. Really excited about that.
That could be something special.
Yeah.
Especially if Joker's involved in any way.
Really hope it's good.
With a bunch. I know we talked a little bit on Saturday about it. But I just think it'd be so brilliant if they had like a bunch of Joker accessories for every little scene that he was in.
Could you imagine? It'd be so cool.
Just a little beret version.
Yeah.
He'd have to come with the painting or something. A little statue they paint.
Yeah.
So, dang, that's pretty cool. Not many people have I feel like you have more rare figures than anyone I know.
I don't like it. I'd rather pay sort of like 40, 50 quid for a figure that is cool and rare than pay like sort of 70, 80 quid for a Mezco that everybody's going to have. And it's just boring. Like, even if you do a good shot with it, everyone else has done a similar sort of thing, like a Batman walking the street or fighting the Joker. So would rather go after more exclusive figures like Batman and obviously Alpha as well that I can get good money's worth out of, and just enjoy them a little bit more.
Okay, and then so this weekend theme, we kind of talked about it on Saturday. They showed it for those that watch. But you guys had the Joker movie theme.
We did.
And here's the first shot, and it looks money. It looks so good, just like that one scene.
Rather unexciting.
It's unexciting, but I mean, for the layman, it's unexciting. But for someone that's looking at that and knows that you can't get a 1/12 scale figure like that unless you have to pay for customization, and also just the suit alone is something cool because anyone could just get ahead and pop it on another Joker figure, and also just the fact that you made the lighting in the background spot on. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the most incredible figure in the world, but it's just a figure of Joker. So that the head sculpt is incredible. That it was cast by Action Figure Customs, painted by Vin Faith Custom, and they nailed it, both of them. It's phenomenal head sculpts. Yeah.
Here he's leaving the club or his house.
Yeah, heading out onto the deserted, isolated streets at the moment. But so it's a new diorama I picked up. I did a picture of Batman '89 with it last week, and I had a picture of Joker on it as well. But use a bit of aerosol spray just to give a little bit of a. Cheers, yeah, it's quite nice. The diorama. In fact, I've got it behind me here. You probably can't see it right now. If I move out of the way a little bit.
Oh, that thing's humongous.
It's pretty big, yeah.
For those listening, you gotta come up on YouTube and watch it.
I can't really get the whole diorama in the picture.
That is epic. You've had that about a week now?
Yeah, something like that. And like the light on the top works as well. The dio, which is pretty neat.
Smoke.
But it's a cool dio. Pick that up on eBay. As most of the things that I pick up on eBay. So just use a bit of atmosphere aerosol to give a little bit of a ray effects on the light. And got a phone box that I got from at LCMK2 on Instagram, and just tacked that onto the wall. And just grabbed a few other accessories. So I've got a newspaper printed off the Killer Clown newspaper as well to put in there, because I wanted just to give it that more of a Joker movie feel and not just whacking a load of random stuff. I want it to have a little bit more sort of depth than that, if I could.
Then moving on, talk about depth.
Oh yeah,
leads right into one with tons of depth.
You can see it a little bit more there, the newspaper as well. But on this one, I wish I hadn't put the aperture so low. I wish I'd extended it a bit to give the Joker have a bit more sharpness in the picture. But either way, so after I'd done that picture, I'd sort of put another diorama in front of it, put the Joker further forward, and done the traditional death scene that we see in virtually every Batman-related movie these days.
Yeah, well, I think you did just the right amount. People seem to love it. Just enough to know it's a Joker.
Yeah, it's interesting. Every hashtag you put in with Joker pictures, like Joker movie things, it's just the algorithm seems to absolutely ruin everything. It's quite funny. It happens too much for it to be a coincidence.
Now, this one, you got to explain this background. How'd you do this? Is this a screen grab?
It's a screen grab from ArtStation. Now, the artist for it, I have no idea who it is. I'll be completely honest. So if people do try and sue me for it, by all means, go for it, because I have no idea who the artist is. And if anyone knows, then please do comment on it and credit them, because it's a fantastic backdrop that they did. But but I'm not going to be an arsehole about it. I know that full well that's not my work at all, but the tricky thing was making the perspective work. So I was forced to go for a low angle, because you can see in the corner of that picture the roof, and it's sort of looking up at the mirror. So I was forced to do a low angle. I wanted it to be a bit higher, because I wanted to do the sort of angle where he's got the gun under his neck. But then I also had to factor in that the elbow articulation on the crown Prince of Crime Joker doesn't quite go past 90 degrees, so that was tricky as well. But yeah, it doesn't look too bad. It's okay.
No, it doesn't look bad at all. In fact, I was wondering if that was a mask you made or part of the screen.
Yeah, no, that is part of the. It is part of the screen. I would love to make one of those masks that you got. Brilliant one.
And now this one is also very cool, showing off another Dio set piece.
Yes, so I just put as many trash bags in this picture as I could. I'll be completely honest. It's a similar setup. There's a picture I did last week of Ben Affleck walking through the streets, and after I thought, we've got the Joker theme coming up, so I thought I'm gonna just have a go of this. So I just piled in loads of trash bags that I've. Some of them I made myself. Some of them came with this diorama that I got off eBay, and then just whacked a nice light ray coming through the street, and just trying to keep it simple, really. And I love that Mezco Superman 112 accessory, the sort of
right
ripped, the manhole cover. So good.
Yeah, I mean, it just looks super realistic. Also, and just the figure again looks so real. You might think it's a Hot Toy level.
Nice one. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's
and that was the last one of the theme week.
Yes, kicking off the week again with some
Happy Monday.
Some McFarlane multiverse. Yeah, preparing for the week ahead. Batman and Superman there.
A very metal Monday.
It is a metal Monday. Yeah.
And this picture back here, super cool as well. Don't look past that.
Thank you. It's just an old picture I did on my old phone. I think it was on the iPhone 6 I did that. That's how long ago it was, like a year and a half ago. Of Darkseid, Calibac and the Parademons, and I did a bit of blurring on the picture to make it fit with the perspective, and opened up the lens a little bit for this one to give it a bit more sharpness.
I love it. And for those that don't notice, he's not using the McFarlane Superman. He's giving some love back to the DC Collectibles/Direct.
Yes. I had to stand these figures up on the bed behind me. Now, the process of getting Superman and Batman to stand up, you'll know better than anyone, was absolutely horrific. Because to stand, the problem I had, I'll stand them up in position, then I'll go to my camera, start sharpening the focus on it, and then he'll fall over. So I had to repeat the process over and over and over until he finally stood up. So, and of course, while I'm trying to stand Superman, Batman just falls over straight away. It's so frustrating, but it took a while to do, but eventually got there. But I'm not taking pictures of the Batcave for ages, so it's quite nice to get back to doing that again. I just haven't found the right sort of angle for him. Then I figured out if I put it on my bed, that I can get the tripod and do it that way rather than putting it on the floor and having to use the camera on the floor. This
is part of your back black wall?
It is, yeah. It is the black wall. I just tried to...
It blends perfectly, though. You wouldn't notice unless you saw it.
It's not too bad. Maybe sort of like the middle left-hand side of the screen, it doesn't quite blend well, but the right-hand side looks okay. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad, but it's better doing that. Thank you.
This one is very cool. Very nice, especially with Alfred's hand. Perfect use of that accessory.
I had to do that. As soon as I saw that hand in person, I was like, that is just the perfect pose to have a go of Alfred. And I can't remember how I came up with this idea. I had this picture for ages. I literally had it for about 3 months, I think, and I just never found the right time. Yeah, I just never found the right time to use it. But I went with the caption of, since we can't go out, I thought this would be perfect pastime. So Alfred is encouraging some social distancing there for Batman. Not that Batman needs to; he's the most socially distant human on Earth.
Yeah, yeah. This is like perfect for him.
Yeah, it is. It's the ideal Bat scenario.
That brings us up to speed on this week so far. 1 day into it.
Indeed.
Now,
yes.
Is there any way we can get a hint at, or do you even know yet?
I do.
What this weekend's theme is?
The next weekend theme we're going to be doing is a Batflick theme. We've done one about a year and a half ago, maybe. It was a long time ago, but we're going to have another go at the Batflick theme, and we can't wait to do it because it's just the figures are great. So we've got like the Nightmare Mezco, Mafex Mezco, Mafex Justice League Batman, Mezco Tactical Batman, Mezco BVS Batman, Armored Batman from Mafex, Armored Batman from DC Films, Bruce Wayne from Mayfex. There's so many different figures that we can use for a theme like this, so it's a good chance to sort of explore the different Batflicks. I can't wait to use that Mayfex one. I love shooting the Mayfex JL Batman. I don't do it often enough, but a theme like this is a good excuse to do just that. So yeah, can't wait for that.
Yeah, it feels like just like that. As soon as Robert Pattinson was announced, everyone just forgot about Batflick. So it'll be nice to see some love.
Yeah.
It is a shame.
And speaking of love, here's a picture that got a lot of love this week, rightfully so, promoting our last episode of DC Figures and Collectibles, the 4 figures that we reviewed.
From Wave 1.
From Wave 1, yeah, absolutely. 3,000 likes, amazing. And rightfully so, it's a fantastic picture, this one. And yeah, Mr. Freeze in the background. I love Mr. Freeze, just looks so blunt.
He's like, I'm not too worried, I have a globe. That mask though is photoshopped too. The second one that he's holding. I just cut it out from the one across on his face.
Oh, and nice.
Dropped it down so it matched the lighting. He's really holding the red visor.
That's awesome. I didn't even notice that, to be honest. It's fantastic. It looks great actually, because like you say, it hangs down better as well from that. And I love how you covered Two-Face's foot as well. That's genius.
Yes, because it's peg leg.
that was an inside thing that was only me and you would have known about.
Yes,
I think that's.
And I'm actually stoked to review the second wave today. That'll be fun.
Absolutely, yeah. I can't wait to have a look at those. Let's have a look at, this is fantastic. I love when you use this background. So for people that weren't aware, this is a background that Tyler used a couple of months ago in the picture with Batman and Ra's al Ghul taking Damien to visit his grandfather, which is just a brilliant picture and a great idea. And this is, again, fantastic.
Yeah, I had to ask my mom if she didn't mind me getting that out again, because that's real papyrus and like super brittle and frail. So yeah, anytime I'm able to use it, I feel like it's a good use.
I would love to get a background like that and do some JLU pictures of like when Batman's walking through the tomb and he's chasing Hawk Girl and Hawkman. I mean, that's just perfect for that. It just every time I see that picture, it just reminds me of that. It's just brilliant.
I have a few more I should use. There's actually one that's framed, but it's hard to take a picture of because of the gloss shine.
Oh yeah, true. So, yeah, it's got
I'll try.
It's got the early extreme sets problem with the gloss.
Yes.
This one as well is a terrific picture. I love the shadows in this. You've been in a lot of shadow pictures lately of things like that, and they look really cool.
I'm glad you like, because I feel like some people be like, oh, that's pretty simple and stuff. But it may be simple and easy, but I just like the way it looks.
I think sometimes the eye responds to things like that a lot better as well. Because I know we talked about this before. Sometimes when you're doing a picture and you're piling all of these accessories around, and people are very often very lazy with it, and they don't sort of look at the details.
Yeah.
And not in a bad way, not in a negative way, but it's just the eye, how it sometimes picks up on things. But when you see a really clean picture like that with just some really cool shadows, I think it looks brilliant.
Yeah, I thought it worked well with the title as well.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Everyone's got to love a good pun. This picture as well. I love the setting that you use for these pictures. Absolutely fantastic. My favourite one you did is that JL picture of Batman and Supes, but this is brilliant as well.
Yeah, this one, I thought that the figure went well with currently what's going on outside in the world, and the way I was able to get the lights to react with the camera and allowing it to let that in, I thought that looked cool. And at first I was like, people might be getting tired of this, but I don't care. I got really cool rays also, so I was like, I'll do it. I'd
love to see you do some aerosol pictures as well with that. I bet the aerosol looks sick outside.
I haven't even thought of it.
I bet the aerosol looks sick with the lights coming through it. It looked fantastic.
Expect a picture soon.
Yeah. No, that'd be absolutely epic to see. And Phantasm as well, talking about aerosol spray.
Yes. And this is like, I felt like a lot of people were feeling like this is what would happen if you went outside. Your angel of death awaits. This is my hashtag stay inside pick, I guess.
Yeah, true. I feel like the Phantasm, because it wasn't a part of the actual series. Sometimes I know I definitely do it. I haven't taken a picture of him for over a year, but you do forget about him sometimes. Her, I should say. It's a fantastic figure.
Oh, it's the best. And the only time I didn't mind rebuying another Batman was to get her.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. This is a cool picture as well. I mean, any Justice League Batman animated picture, I'll be completely falling head over heels with. But this is brilliant.
And this one, I was just really started off just being curious of whether or not I could get that mask on his head because I've done it on all the other Batmans.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I'll just take a picture with it.
It fits pretty nice, actually.
Fitting. Thank you.
It fits very nice over the nose area and stuff. On the New Adventures Batman, it's like proper straining to get on because he's got such a fat chin. But on this picture, it looks perfect on that one. I love this one. I just love the simplicity of it. It's so cool.
Well, this one is just, I felt so bad for not taking a picture of him in a long time. And whenever you take a picture, I always get reminded, like, I need to take a picture of this figure because it's so well done, perfect representation of him. And it's easy to just take a good picture of him.
Yeah. He's a staggeringly cool figure, Martian Manhunter. And, they had a lot of bravery, actually, DC Collectibles, with this figure because they made him a lot taller. They went for a nice bright colour scheme as well. They got the colours correct, which Mattel didn't back in the day. They went for a much darker green for some reason. But, they nailed it. And the cape is perfect as well. The cape's absolutely fantastic.
And he has great articulation, ankle pivot.
He does, yeah. No, he actually does. Martian Manhunter is one of the few, and he stands up very well too, considering he's got small ankles and obviously the rockers on the ankles as well. It stands up brilliantly. Yeah, he's a terrific figure. They absolutely nailed that one.
And that one, I think his head looks like the Easter Island statues.
I mean, he's one of the few figures as well I actually don't mind having no accessories with, because what accessories would you put with this figure? There's literally nothing you could do for
Brainwave.
There's nothing you could do for Sean. Absolutely nothing. He's perfect. And my personal favourite shot that you've done over the last few weeks, this one. I absolutely love this picture. It's amazing.
This makes me happy you're saying that, because this is the one I'm most happy with. And it's one of the few times where I had something in the head and it comes out the way you actually want it to come out. Yeah. And so this is a scene I haven't done yet too, so it was nice to get that in.
And it's got that sort of blue, harsh light as well, which it actually has in the moment that it happens. People remember back, for the listeners, it's the Demon's Quest picture when Ra's al Ghul heads in and comes to capture Dick Grayson and Robin in his apartment. It's a brilliant scene, and if you haven't seen it, check it out. If you have, you'll know what I'm talking about. But Tyler's picture for it is perfect. There's the blue lighting through the windows is just so nice, and the cool accessories, the cabinet, the bookcase. Yeah, brilliant.
The little dart from the Batgirl.
Yeah.
And that one I didn't have to use putty even. I just put it right where his hinges and just bent it a little and stayed in.
Yeah, it's perfect. That is a fantastic picture. It really is.
Thank you. Yeah, really, I know that Robin's one of your favorite characters.
Yeah, I love Robin. He's probably my favorite in the animated series, the original series. The other shot I wanted to mention is this one. This is a brilliant picture.
Bruce dressing up like his hero.
Yeah, Bruce doing a bit of cosplay. Yeah, exactly. And Terry sort of wondering what the hell he's doing.
I love that Terry head too.
Brilliant picture. And rounding off the week, got an Alfred and a Val Kilmer appearance, a rare Val Kilmer appearance. We never pay tribute to Val Kilmer on here, maybe rightfully so, but I can remember I said to my dad, I was like, who's your favourite Batman, like out of the sort of Burton and Schumacher era, and he's like, well, Clooney was terrible, and like Val Kilmer, you just can't have a blonde-haired Batman, is what he said.
Yeah.
And what also made me laugh was Lewis, who on podcast on Infinite Earths, check that out. They were like, Michael Keaton, you can't have a perm and be Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
But I love this picture. It's fantastic, and it's great to see these two characters together. People forget that they were actually in the same movie, so it's cool that people aren't just looking at him as an '89 Batman, Alfred.
And I gave a nod with the cowl, the continuity.
Yes.
And I also have the jacked up old school Forever Batmobile in the back.
Yeah, I do enjoy that Batmobile as well. It's pretty cool.
If only I had all the pieces.
Here it is. Yeah. It's in the corner. But yeah, it looks pretty. I love the grapple gun in the foreground. I mean, that grapple gun looks so cool.
Yes, and I remember that was one of the first ones I've seen outside of the animated series when I was young. So at first, that's all I knew.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that was a fun one, and that's exactly why I took that picture too. It's just like sometimes I'll just look at my cabinet or my shelf and be like, okay, what haven't I used in a while?
Yeah, it's like when you look back at all the figures you've brought and just think, like, oh, I haven't taken a picture of that for like a year or something, and you just purposely go out your own way to do a shot of it, which is cool.
And yeah, talking about on Saturday, like the Batmans or the Jokers we haven't gotten, like with Jack Nicholson. It's like we're lucky we even got a Val Kilmer one. It's nice that we got him. Yeah. And Michael Goth, however you want to say it.
Yeah.
All right, so I mean, we don't have really anything media-wise to talk about because everything's basically stopped production because of what's going on.
Absolutely nothing at all is going on. The only thing that we got to look forward to is that figure arts reveal, and that's about it. Although actually saying that, the DC collectible figures are due for release in like 4 weeks' time, aren't they? So it's going to be interesting to see if that happens at all. I mean, I don't think we will, but yeah.
I hope it happens because especially right now in isolation, it'd be nice to have some new stuff.
True.
But in terms of doing the wave reviews, you want to just get into that, or we want to go to the episode?
Whichever. I'm not fussed. We'll get into the. Should we do the episode? We did it the way around last time. Let's do the episode first this time.
All right. So the episode then, it's a pretty good one. It's a classic. I know it's one of Mark Hamill's favorites.
Yeah.
And it is The Man Who Killed Batman, featuring Sid the Squid.
Sid the Squid, yeah. It's a fantastic title card in this, and I love the sort of lonely figure with the big sad eyes in the title card. And the initial impressions, like when the episode starts, like, the music in it's brilliant. It's very sort of Batman Returns-esque music, which is brilliant. And there's a few little Easter eggs as it begins with like the newspaper going by, which I have tried to copy off to print off for the episode picture.
Did you get it?
I didn't get. I've made my own edit of it. So, but yeah, Paul Dini wrote this episode, so yeah, you know it's going to be a good one.
He's a hack. He's never written anything good.
He hasn't. No, it's Jim Fletcher has just been carrying the whole animated series line for a while.
Because we talked about him, I went and looked at his Instagram, and it's just like looking into the mind of a madman. He
literally personifies DC Direct's sort of way at the moment, like how scatty he is as a person and how nuts he is, and it rubs off on the collectible side.
Yeah, and then seeing pages like big pages like the Bat Force posting that and trying to like just the brilliant Jim Fletcher and just like basically kissing his butt. It's just like, oh guys, come on.
Yeah.
Did you guys have to do that much to get the free figures or what?
Yeah.
So
true.
It's just funny seeing people suck up to someone that's done really nothing.
Yeah.
How many figures did they release last year? 6, 7?
Yeah, it's barely anything, and some of them weren't great either.
No,
most of them weren't.
Thankfully, Paul Dini is the talent, and thankfully he's the one that wrote most of the Batman series.
Absolutely. Hopefully he can help pull them back into some sort of sanity.
It'll be interesting. I definitely will be staying tuned and buying the comics. And well, getting into the episode, we start off by seeing it's a rainy night, and we see the figure of what we'll soon know to be Sid the Squid. We see him go into a house, which we learn is Rupert Thorne's house, and he gets inside his office. And before introducing himself, Thorne already welcomes him as the man who killed Batman. And you can see that he's kind of anxious and fidgety, and he seems like not too sure of himself. And it's weird to hear him called the man who killed Batman. And then we just basically learned that he's average 2-bit crook, nothing that he's even lower than goons usually. And we see that one night he has the chance to, his whole goal is he wants to be someone in the underworld and be recognized. And it's like the same with anyone. It's like in the movie Joker. He just wants to be someone, make people laugh, have some kind of respect. And at the very beginning, you see him with a couple of criminals that he's going to do a job with. And to me, it always reminds me very much of The Killing Joke. What about you?
Yeah, true. It's an interesting start to this episode, isn't it? Because it's you can sort of get what has happened. I mentioned that the newspaper Easter egg. Because it very, very quickly comes across the screen and flaps away again, but it says Batman slain on it in a headline, a mysterious disappearance of the Dark Knight or something like that. It says on the newspaper, but so you could get the idea of the story from that, but it's very quick, and as a kid, it's something you wouldn't pick up on, understandably. It's very interesting, and you're wondering what this like little strange guy actually done here and what's going on. But so Sydney goes to, as we said, to see Rupert Thorne, and Rupert's like, you made quite a name for yourself as the man who killed Batman, and then we get to hear the story of how it all happened.
I just love Rupert's voice. I just gotta say, the way he's talks, great, just like
big Rupee. It's good to see Rupert Thorne back in an episode as well, because he's a great villain, and we haven't seen him for ages, it feels like.
Was it from It's Never Too Late was the last time we saw him, or was it...
It might have been
Killer Croc. Did we do Vendetta?
Killer Croc. Well, yes, it is Killer Croc. Yeah. But I mean, that is like ages ago, so that's more than 10 episodes ago. Pretty more than that, actually.
We'll see him after this in Bane. That's the next one.
Yes. That's a good episode with Rupert Thorne in. But yes, so he goes on to tell Big Rupee about what happened and how a drug shipment was going down, and Sydney wanted to move up in the underworld and maybe get a cool mob name, and the thugs sort of take the piss out of him a little bit and call him Sid the Squid, which is a shocking name for a mobster. It's a terrible name. You got Black Mask and all these brilliant names, and you got Sid the Squid. Terrible name. But what I've found interesting is when you look back at the Robin's Reckoning episode, you see the alias names of Tony Zuko, and Sid the Squid's one of them, which I find quite interesting. But yes, which you can get on the Batcave. You can get on the Batcave screens as well for the DC Collectibles set, which is quite cool. But yes, I digress. Yes, Batman spots Sid on the roof because they send him up there to use as the watch out, as they tell him, but he's actually just the decoy. Just chuck him on a roof and we'll throw Sid under the bus and we'll go on, get on with the drugs movement. And so when Batman confronts Sid, he sort of slips and sort of stumbles into Batman, and the thugs think that he's actually fighting Batman. He's like saying he's stupid, but he's got guts, and which is quite funny. And this bit, as a kid, I remember watching this. I was just so annoyed at how stupid Sydney is, and pulling Batman onto the propane tank because Sid falls over the edge, and to get up, rather than accepting Batman's hand, he climbs on Batman. He uses Batman as a human ladder to climb up. I'm just like, what are you doing, you bumbling idiot? Yeah.
And Batman just
and Batman falls into the gas and it explodes in the traditional BTAS disastrous style, and then everybody thinks that Batman is dead, and because Sid comes back with the cowl, and the thugs think, oh my god, he's actually killed Batman, and no one could have survived that. It's quite interesting. And then we cut back to Big Rupee.
Yeah, that was. I actually remember being quite fooled by this when I first saw it and being like, okay, how are they going to get out of this one? Because I knew eventually Batman would. I was just really wondering how he was going to escape. Yeah. So, back to Rupee, and we already talked about from there. Sydney emerges from the blast carrying Batman's cape and cowl, even, which I don't know how that would have survived.
I know, yeah. Like, there's not even a scratch on them either.
And, that's where people officially think that he killed Batman. And the whole criminal underworld is basically just happy that they can get on doing what they want because Batman is supposedly dead. And usually the police in Gotham aren't always the cleanest. Usually they're on the take. So they can get back to doing business as usual. And we see that Sydney's even at a bar later with a bunch of mob guys, and there's someone that thinks, this guy's a punk. He's not really that tough. Tries to challenge him to a fight. And before that happens, Harvey Bullock shows up and he breaks everything up with Renee Montoya. And they are able to get him out of there, and because they take him out of there because he's supposed to be the one that killed Batman. And we later see that there's someone that's there to bust him out.
Yes.
A lawyer.
Yeah. A lawyer indeed, who once served Bullock a subpoena. A very small one. A small subpoena. Yeah, but and Sid's completely baffled as to why that someone would pay for bail for him, which is quite funny as well. He's completely baffling. But slightly before that, because I jumped ahead there, I couldn't resist getting that joke in. But yes, they get information. Montoya gets information from Bullock saying that we got a word on a homicide victim, and Bullock is just completely stunned by it, saying, "Oh, it's Batman," and the commissioner's taking it pretty hard. Apparently it's a mastermind called Squid, which is just I can't take that line serious. It's a mastermind called the Squid. It sounds so stupid. And yes, then we get back to the Harley part, where she comes in to take Sid the Squid away on bail. But I love how this bit, and it's a little bit of DCAU continuity here, how Bullock sort of recognises Harley, because he's seen her. I did read this online, so this is something that I picked up, was he recognised her from the scene where Commissioner Gordon gets gassed with the freezing gas in Joker's favour. Yeah, he recognises her from that, which is quite cool. I like little things like that. How they,
she did hit him with a little stick.
Yeah. It's not like individual episodes. It's like a whole run through of Batman's Rogue Gallery, which is what I like about the animated series. It's one continuous story with loads of mini stories in it, which is great. But yes,
also it's a callback to her actual first appearance.
It is, yeah, true. Yeah, that's absolutely true. First time we get to see her is Halloween as well, which is pretty cool.
Yes. And then where do we go from there?
So he goes back to see the Joker, and Joker goes up to him. He's shaking hands with him, and he sees the pin on his hand. So he's like, force of habit or something like that, he says, doesn't he? And Joker's bothered by the lack of a body as well. He's not impressed with not seeing that, and he's like, just be 100% sure that he is dead. We're going to pull a job tonight. And he's like, it's just to make sure. And he's like, Murph, one of the thugs, was like, he's like, what we're making sure of, boss. And Joker's not very happy and sets the dogs on him for asking a stupid question. But
and that is an underrated, brutal scene.
It underrated. Is, yeah. It's brilliant. And then Harley's just like yawning, goes, I'll get the mop.
I'll get the mop.
And it's just brilliant. I love that. It's fantastic.
And also, that's like maybe something that Christopher Nolan might have nicked.
Yeah.
How hungry is a dog? A loyal dog?
Yeah. It's true, actually, yeah.
But that whole scene is hilarious. I love the way Joker reacts to him. And he just acts all like trying to be nice and explain it for us, and then don't ask the question again.
Yes.
See ya.
Yes. And then they head out to the Diamond Exchange, which is this is another brilliant scene. And he's saying, we'll go take the diamonds and then see if Batman shows up. And I love how he turns around and goes, "Any questions, Murph?" when he turns back to, he's like, "No, boss," which is brilliant. And
why do we want to do?
And Joker's pretty down about the fact that Batman doesn't show. He's annoyed because he's never this late. There's a certain rhythm to these things. Batman shows up, we have some laughs, and start the whole thing over again, which is brilliant. I just love the way Joker's mind works, because we see it from Batman's perspective when Batman's coming in to stop the Joker. This time we're seeing from the other way around, which is quite cool.
Yes,
it was pretty clever from Paul Dini, and he's obviously brilliant at stuff like this. But Harley gets told to put the jewels back by Joker, which she
thinks is a joke.
Yeah, which seriously annoys Joker, and without Batman, crime has no punchline, which is brilliant.
Classic line.
Absolutely classic line, yeah. And yeah, that's the end of the diamond exchange scene.
He really isn't coming.
Yeah, he isn't.
Well, after this, Joker decides that the only proper thing to do for such an adversary of Batman's caliber is to hold a funeral in his honor. And they do this at, I believe it's Ace's Chemicals. At least it is at a chemical.
Yeah,
okay.
It is Ace Chemicals. It's quite cool to see Ace Chemicals in the series. If you've noticed as well, the artwork for Ace Chemicals is like virtually identical to Axis Chemicals, like the outside of it.
I'm gonna have to rewatch this.
Like the tall building with like the glass and the big pipe coming up the side. It's the exact same.
Oh, the exterior, yeah.
Yeah, it's the exact same. It's brilliant. It's quite cool.
And then, so Joker's here at the place where they first had their dance in the pale moonlight, you would say.
Yes.
And they have a coffin, and Sid was able to bring the cowl and the cape from where Batman blew up. And it's not complete until Joker attaches a kick me sign, which is just so funny. That he's just sad, but he'll still do a little joke on Batman. Yeah. And then he delivers a great eulogy, which is starts off with, "Today is the day the clown cried." And then from there he goes on. It just really a brilliant talk and discussion about Batman and Joker's relationship, and shows how much he actually enjoys messing around with Batman. Harley's crying, and that's just funny too, hearing her blow her nose. And then we hear how pissed off Joker is at Sid the Squid, and it's funny seeing Joker go from sad to just crazy yelling. And then they throw Sid the Squid in the box so that he could go along with Batman, since he's the one that robbed Joker of the satisfaction. Yes. And before Sid is thrown to the acid and you think he's doomed, all of a sudden he's safe. But he doesn't know why. He's aloof.
I love after we see that scene as well, and Joker's like, "Oh, anyone want Chinese?" he goes through all that sadness and all that horror, anger. And then he just turns around and he's like, "Oh, who fancies Chinese?" Brilliant.
No one
loves that. He just flips in a second and forgets about everything. He's just such an idiot.
Oh, Joker.
Yeah.
And then, of course, who's there to save him?
It would be Batman, of course.
He's alive.
Yeah. So we then cut back to the scene with Thorne and Sydney talking, and Thorne is just not happy. He just thinks, do I expect me to believe this? You're the luckiest guy ever you are. And he thinks that he just wants a shot at Thorne's drug racket. And then at that point, Batman, you can hear him outside beating up thugs, and Thorne's like, "Oh shit, this isn't good." If Thorne knows instantly who it is, but Sidney still isn't sure. He's convinced that Batman's dead at this point. But Rupert Thorne then gets taken down by Batman after he busts in, and he gets a right good beating. Actually, he gets thrown up against the wall, upside down, hits a chair, which is not nice for him. Batman says he managed to swing away before the explosion, and he decided to lay low and just follow Sidney and see where he's up to. And then Sidney suddenly decides to think that he's off the hook and starts to walk out. And Batman's like, "Oh no, that's not how this works. You've still been involved in some pretty bad things, but gets put in jail for it." And he's saying, "Oh, someone like you could be a big shot for what's happened tonight." And I don't really like that bit of it. I think Batman wouldn't say something like that. It's the only criticism I got about this episode, because Batman wouldn't say that to a thug. He wouldn't encourage them being more popular in jail because they tried to kill Batman, and that wouldn't happen. But yeah, he gets sent to Blackgate, which is quite cool as well, that we see back from the Pretty Poison episode, and also the Jazzman episode as well. We saw when he escaped from Blackgate, which is quite cool that we see that bit of continuity. But when he gets to jail, they're all chanting Sid the Squid nearly off the bat, even though that is not in any way true.
No. He'd be getting challenged to a fight.
yeah. And he's like saying, "Oh, finally a big shot at last," even though he definitely isn't.
No, I guess it's a nice way to wrap it up for a kid show, I guess. But yeah, you're extremely accurate, and Batman would never say that.
No, it's the fact that he's smiling as well when he says it. It's just like it doesn't ruin it, but it's not great.
So, what do you rate this episode?
I'll go 7 out of 10. I think it's great. But
7
some of the Joker bits make this episode brilliant, but then the Sid bits just a little bit boring. But 7 out of 10 because that Joker part, just absolutely love it. It's amazing. Joker just kills it in this episode.
I would put it 8 because of that, and it was just mainly just on the range of emotion that Joker goes through in just one monologue, and then all the way through to the Chinese part is just I could watch that on repeat a million times.
That is so good. I love that.
And then just little Harley's blowing the handkerchief midway through. It's just so funny.
And then when she does Amazing Grace on that stupid instrument as well.
That's the harmonica. I forgot.
It's the worst thing
that whole part is just so full of gems. And the Sid the Squid stuff is boring. Him talking to Rupert. But I do love Rupert. So I do
like Rupert. Yeah, Rupert.
Mainly on the strength of Joker.
7's perhaps a harsh rating. I think 8's definitely fair though. I think it's a good episode. It is.
Hey, but you're a tough grader. That's what you come to know.
Yeah, it is a good episode though. I do enjoy that, and the Joker bits are just so good.
And luckily, he's part of our second wave review today.
He is. He's actually the first character up. Is number 5 on the list of characters. It is the Joker. Yeah.
Mine has a little paint on him. He's a little
I had to make sure I got the right one for the expressions pack because his head won't go off. I had to make sure I get the exact Joker that I brought. I can remember back in the day, when this was an expensive figure, even like 2 years ago when I got it. I think I had to pay like 30 quid. Obviously, retail was 20 back in the day. Okay. That's not my original. Well.
I turned him to the Joker bot from Christmas.
That hasn't done well. But what a brilliant figure the Joker is.
Is that one more purple than the expression pack? Is it more purple or not the same?
I'm not sure actually. I didn't notice it, but perhaps it is.
Could just be the light.
I know the paint and the details are much, much better than the expressions pack, especially on the head. He's a brilliant figure.
Did you find all the accessories that go along with them?
I did, yes. Funnily enough, we were talking about this off air before we came on and how our struggles of finding the accessories.
Yes.
And so we've got the fishbowl hat.
1 for 1.
Yes. The fishbowl hat. I think what are you going to raise up next? It's going to be interesting. Is it the right one? Oh no! I forgot that. I forgot that. I've got that somewhere. I forgot the chain, which is all right actually, because I in return can raise you this.
Yes, I don't have the comb.
The comb.
And this is all from what is it?
The Last Laugh.
It was. Yeah, it was the last.
You got the
April Fool's Day. Well. That's somewhere. I don't know where that is.
Yeah, it's cool. The knife is.
I think I still have it.
The telescope is the most pointless accessory ever included in a figure because you can't. It doesn't
even lift it to his eye.
Yeah, it just doesn't work. You can barely put it in his hand. You'll break the telescope if you put it in his hand. But he comes with some cool hands. You got the open hand. Got this sort of, I call it the batarang hand. It isn't a batarang hand, but yeah. And he comes with fist hands as well. He's a cool figure, Joker is, and yeah, a pretty amazing release. The only annoying thing is the lack of ankle pivot, but I suppose that would be kind of impossible. But I do love the way Joker sits. You can really get his legs in the perfect sitting position, which is brilliant. I love that. And get him in some really cool sitting down positions. And his jacket's cool as well. It doesn't intrude in the seating of Joker, which is fantastic. He's got great articulation around the waist too. So you can get some really sort of neat poses with Joker. You get him running and stuff like that, and in cool poses, which is nice.
Yeah, just like every pose that you could put him in looks like a pose from the show.
Yeah, I think they obviously the expression pack's great, but they nailed the face for Joker as well. on that. I mean, obviously, there's minor imperfections with the colours, the shading around the eye. That's something that they have corrected with the release coming up later in the year, which is just brilliant. It's my favourite of the repaints, actually, the new Joker. He's a great figure. Joker. What do you rate this figure out of 10?
Ooh, because that's the first release. I would say that first Joker, I'd say 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll go with that. 8 out of 10.
I love the accessories. I feel like they gave a good amount for him.
Yeah.
Very episode specific.
Yes. It is very episode specific, isn't it, to be fair? I'd say. I mean, they picked a good episode to do it off as well.
One of your favorite Joker ones.
Yeah, it is.
How fitting is that helmet?
I love this episode. I always say it every time, but it's just like when you see it and the trash going past with all the green steam, you're just like, what the hell is he up to now? It's one of those episodes, but I love that.
And yeah. Captain Clown?
The infamous Captain Clown episode. How can you not love that? Yeah.
I wish we had that figure.
Could you imagine? It'd be perfect.
Now, what's the second one?
The next one is Robin.
Who
is number 6 in the wave. Yeah.
He is a cool one. He came with a lot of accessories.
He is, yeah. I must confess, this actually isn't it. This is the Robin from the Bat Signal pack, because the other Robin I've completely buggered when he fell out of my cabinet and his leg fell off. It actually happened at the same time as Two-Face's ankle broke, so yeah. But he comes with an alternate cape as well, which is
the original.
Tyler's brilliantly got, because I've just remembered I forgot it, so I'm glad you've got that. I love this cape, though, how it goes over the shoulder a little bit. It's so accurate to the series. It really is. It's brilliant.
It even comes with accessories like this, like Batman did.
Oh, see, is your grapple gun coloured there? Has yours got grey colouring on it, or is it green?
It's grey.
No way, as if it, because on mine, the ones I've always had, it's just green. It hasn't even been painted, which is weird.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no way, as if that's grey. Huh, that's annoying. But yeah.
Dang, I didn't even know that was a thing.
That's crazy. No way. Yeah.
He also comes with these.
I love that accessory so much. It's brilliant.
I think it's called a boyo. I don't know.
That is a terrific accessory. I love posing Robin with that accessory. Robin's got brilliant ankle pivots as well.
Yes, he does. He actually has a lot of articulation.
I'm not sure if there's a boot swivel or not. I think, yes, he does have a boot swivel. That's pretty cool as well. Just be careful, because that looks like it's going to break. But
little grapple gun, his size. Yeah.
It comes with a Batarang as well, doesn't it? Is that right?
Yes.
That's pretty cool. But yeah.
Should have over here. Yes, I do.
I mean, this Robin is phenomenal. I absolutely love this figure. The only the flaw that we've talked about is that stupid smiling face.
Yes.
That he's got.
I would have taken the non-extra cape to have gotten an extra head sculpt without a smile.
I'd go with that. Which cape would you have, though? Would you have the shoulder cape?
You gotta have the shoulder cape.
Agreed. Yeah. Agreed.
Because they did release a cloth cape, right?
The cloth cape, yeah. I hate them cloth capes so much on them figures. Just because they look so weird without the wires.
Yeah.
Like, the cape just looks so unnatural. I love the rubber capes that they come with. I'd much rather a rubber cape that's got like some sort of pose to it than a cloth cape that just looks like it's flopping all over the place and you can't do anything with it.
Or just spreads out far.
Yeah. I mean, Robin's cape looks like a upside down taco or something. But Robin's amazing.
Yeah. So what do you rate him?
Had it not been for the head sculpts, it would have been a 10. But I'm going to go for a 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah, that's fair.
Everything else is perfect. So what do you reckon?
I go 9. Go 9.
Yeah. Just love
give
Robin
him a heart
so
point
much.
for that smile. But...
In fact, no, I'm going to downgrade to a 9 actually, because of that wrist, because of the grapple error that they've got for some reason on this one. It's very strange. Yes, it's now a 9.
If that has happened to you guys, if that are listening or watching, please comment below, because that's something
genuinely, because that's very strange. Really, really weird. Yes.
It is nice to have a Robin so early in the series, though.
It is, yeah. As good. I mean, yeah. A lot of the time, like DC Collectibles, especially bottle making Robin figures, quite a lot. But it's good to see that they appreciate Robin in this series and give him a great figure. And we're getting a re-release, of course, with a couple of white lines on, which is nice. And then we get to the next figure, who was actually the first ever villain in the series, and Man-Bat.
Yes.
The seventh figure to come along. I mean, just look at those wings, just phenomenal.
Scott's got the spread wide, and I've got the resting on.
I mean, Man-Bat is just so cool. He's just awesome figure. Like, the accuracy is incredible in the head sculpts. Look at that.
You have better teeth paint. One of my teeth don't have white paint on it, so.
Oh, really?
Now you win this one.
That's weird.
His upper left one.
I can remember this Man-Bat was one of the first few figures I got. I think he's like the fifth. I think it was the fifth. Yeah, Robin. I should have said this when we were reviewing him, but Robin was actually the first ever DC Collectibles figure I brought. Can remember picking him up for £8. No,
dang, that's a deal for that.
Picking it up for £7 in. Where was it now? I remember like Home Bargains in the UK. Yeah, I remember picking him up, and that started the whole thing. And then I got Batman and Phantasm second, then Catwoman, then this guy. I only paid £12 for Man-Bat.
That's a good deal.
And he's worth like 40 or 50 now.
Yes.
Yeah, it's worth a lot of money. And yeah, I love all the packaging.
Besides the extra wings, he came with the prescription bottles too, which is brilliant.
Yes. Yeah,
that
fantastic. Yeah. Terrific figure, Man-Bat. Absolutely amazing figure.
And great for the accessories, because I've used those bottles in a lot of pictures.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which leads to accessories from another figure. But yes. We'll get to that after we rank this one. What do you rank this one?
This is a 10 out of 10 comfortably.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an outstanding figure. There's literally nothing to criticize about this figure. It's perfect in every way. Articulation is as good as it can be for a figure of this size. It stands up well. It's got fantastic chest pivot as well, which looks perfect. I mean, when he stands up like that, and looks like he's coming like menacing down on someone. And the details, the back, the arms, interchangeable as well, which is just amazing. And I like mixing them up on pictures. People have probably noticed, but having one hand like that and one of them spread out or something, like he's trying to grab Batman as he's like sort of swooping down or whatever. It's an amazing figure, and it's from such iconic episode as well. So yeah, 10 out of 10 comfortably. What do you think?
Oh yeah, 10 out of 10 just for the beauty of the figure, the articulation they were able to get into a figure this way, the fact that they gave you 4 arms in total. They didn't have to. Let's be honest. They could have cheapened out, and then they give you the really cool, again, episode-specific accessory of the prescription bottles, and I get 3. I only have 2 now. I lost one of them. It's somewhere in my room.
Yeah, it's a terrific figure, and it comes in the big box as well, which they kept in the same style, which I just think's brilliant. And yeah, awesome figure, really is one of the best from that line, easily.
And the first of the bigger figures that came in those style boxes.
Yeah, it is, and I'm not sure, but I don't think they even charged extra for it back in the day.
Nope.
I think it was the same price, which is amazing. Now
they still enjoy their fans.
Now, that was back when they were trying to. Now that they've established themselves, they can take the piss with the line a little bit, which is a shame. But yes,
leading into
the final one, which is Poison Ivy, figure 8. Now again, this isn't actually the Poison Ivy that's from that. This is from the Girls' Night Out pack, but the other Ivy, the eye on her is so bad I can't actually put her on camera without people being physically sick.
Yeah, I'm with you there. This is the second version with better paint.
He's got like a lazy eye for some reason. But the other one, and in fact, one of them, I got 2 other Poison Ivies just because of the accessories, which we'll come on to in a second. But one of them's got an eye that's looking forward, and one of the other one's looking right, and the other one has no eye at all, which is very strange. or hardly any eye at all, which is really weird. But yeah, Poison Ivy's a terrific figure. The colours are really nice, really nice, and good articulation as well.
Here's her accessories.
Yes.
For those watching, it's the chemical bottles.
I love how they put the arm bend in the correct position as well to like keep with the series. Like she's got a really short bicep and then a really long sort of arm, which is perfect.
Yeah, and talk about articulation. They even make this little top portion of her glove rotate.
Yeah,
which they didn't have to, along with the bicep rotation.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. It really is.
And ankle articulation. And boot articulation.
And they got the legs perfect as well, how they stick out a little bit to the sides as they go further down.
Little bow-legged.
It's great. Pairs perfect. And then, of course, the...
What's your theory on this again? Or what you said you saw the theory or the actual...
Oh, yes. Actually, it was from the comic books, wasn't it, where she's actually a clone. When she left at the end of House and Garden in the animated series, she left for good. And she left her clone, hence the green skin. She left Ivy clones behind, which is fantastic. I love things like that in the DCAU. And yeah, so we got the accessories of the little sort of... There we go. I don't know what these even are. They're like glasses and toxins. We've got the little red one as well. These are easily the most used accessories I've got. Use them all the time.
Especially because almost all of Batman's rogues tend to be a mad scientist or something.
True, yeah, that is true. Yeah, and they're always ginger as well. The scientists are like Ivy. You got Ivy. You got Dorian. They're always ginger. But she comes with open hands for grabbing the tubes. Grabbing hands, open hands as well, and then fist hands. Pretty standard stuff, really.
Yeah, she was. I think they put more articulation to her because she didn't have too much to come with.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know about you, but I like this figure damn sight better than I like the BTAS one. She's a cool figure.
The Poison Ivy one?
Yeah, I definitely prefer the New Adventures figure to the original animated series. Probably prefer the original animated series design more, but this figure is so much better than the other one.
Yeah.
And they pretty much nailed it first time with this. But what do you rate this out of 10?
I rate this I would say for representation, articulation, and accessories, a 9 out of 10, as well as you get a lot more reuse out of this one because in current timeline, like in Harley and Ivy, this is what she looks like. Is also in the new Harley animated TV show, she looks just like this. So
yeah,
for a current up-to-date Bruce Timm version, you can't get better than this Ivy.
Yeah, agreed. She's fantastic. I'm happy to go with a 9. As well, and she's brilliant. I love this Ivy design. You get to see her in Justice League as well.
Yes,
yeah, she's fantastic.
She's lobotomized.
And in the new, I say new, it's not new anymore, but the Harley Quinn and Batman animated movie, she's in that. She's one of the main characters in that as well, which is cool. But she's in Static Shock episodes as well, which is mad. It's a great figure, Ivy, and one of the more brilliant ones from that line. This is a really solid second wave that they did. I think we're probably averaging about an 8 out of 10 for that line, which is pretty amazing per hand. Yeah.
Now, do you prefer this wave over the last?
I'd probably. No, that's really tough. That is really tough. Based on the New Adventures Batman and Mr. Freeze, I'm going to go with the first line. I just love that Batman so much. I mean,
I was going to
take nothing away from this line. It's great, and Robin's just so cool. But yeah. Probably got the first wave. Are you the same or?
It's gonna be tough because you got those robot legs for Freeze that make him so versatile. But it is so nice to have a classic regular Joker and that they didn't go TNBA Joker first.
True.
Like they went Batman. But then you got the cool back. So I would say maybe this one topped it just because Man-Bat and Joker and Robin. But that's just for me.
They're very clever as well, aren't they? How they've released the New Avengers Batman and then the BTS Joker. So they're opening themselves up to people buying the more characters further down the line, which is quite interesting how they do it.
Had me.
Very, very clever. Yeah. Very, very clever how they do it and pretty good marketing.
And I mean, I have a super affinity for all these too, because this came out right when I was going my back surgery. So this is what helped me do the photos and get into it. So this is a nice trip back in time seeing these guys.
I mean, when you had things like that, when you had very sort of deep and personal connections with figures, stuff like that definitely makes it more memorable as well. And sort of, you always hold those figures and lines in high regard as well when you think about it.
Even if Jim Fletcher's running them.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if there's a raving lunatic running the company.
Even he can't deter my love for BTAS. Well, that was a solid second wave. The third wave, I don't even know it offhand, so I'm interested to see what that's going to end up being.
Yes, I can find it now to grab the next wave. We have some very interesting
Riddler
figures,
involved.
Actually. He's not far off. He's actually in the wave after. But the next wave is quite interesting. We've got a few outside characters, a little bit outside. So next we've got Killer Croc with Baby Doll. That's number 9. Then we have number 10 as New Adventures Robin. And then we got number 11, the Creeper. And then we got the BTAS Harley Quinn. It's number 12.
There, dude, that is solid. Seeing how they do it now.
Yeah, which is pretty fantastic. Next wave that we get to review. Maybe not some of the most popular characters or designs, maybe, but some very good figures nonetheless.
Killer Croc accessories are money.
Yeah, and we've got one of my all-time favorites.
Literally, one of them is money.
Yeah, literally is. Yeah, true. Yes, and I mean they've got one of my all-time favorite figures ever in that next wave too, so that's cool.
Which one?
Yeah, we'll leave that for the
let's
next episode.
save that.
Yeah, we'll say that.
Even I can't handle that cliffhanger. I want to
know. But yeah, looking forward to reviewing those ones. Some great figures coming up. And speaking of figures, what are you going to choose for your figure of the week?
It has been chosen, and
I think figure of the last 4 days. Oh, epic figure!
And it's just like I talked about a little bit earlier. It's just cool to have a representation of this guy. It's the first Batman movie I saw in theaters, and it was just I thought he was a great Batman at the time, so I have nostalgic feel for him. He might not be the best Batman looking back in retrospect, but it's cool to have something that I enjoyed as a kid.
Yes, and he's a fantastic figure, and Mattel did a great job. It's the Val Kilmer Batman Forever, should point out for the.
Oh yeah, DC both signature.
Yeah, he's brilliant, and
he was kissed by was on the.
I love the grapple gun he comes with for that. I mean, that's just so cool for them to nail that design. It's perfect.
Now we need a Dr. Chase Meridian.
Oh, she'd be awesome. I'd love them to do like a multiverse Riddler or Two-Face or something. They've
got cool. To. Yeah. All right. What is yours of the week?
My figure of the week. Got a couple of pictures of him. Uploaded one tonight, and it is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus Batman. Batman. He's outstanding. He's my second favorite animated Batman figure at the moment, and he just looks so damn cool. Like the cowl is fantastic. Emblem's brilliant. Cape is just awesome. And yeah, love the colours. I mean, fantastic figure.
The muted blue is my favorite color of blue for a Batman.
Yeah, it looks so good, doesn't it? It really does. It's not like a bright
blue.
Yeah, it looks excellent. And yeah, big thank you to Kevin of Renke Customs for helping me get this guy. Amazing figure.
Kevin.
Yes.
Kevin will know what this means for those that are watching. That's a
terrific figure.
I've been catching up on my Star Trek when I'm not watching Batman. I've been enjoying it.
Awesome. I used to love watching it back in the day.
Did you enjoy it, or did you just watch it because your dad watched it?
A bit of both, to be fair. A bit of both.
Okay.
I just love Data. I think Data's brilliant.
He's the best.
Yeah.
He's the best. He's the most enjoyable for sure. Plus, I also enjoy Lore. That was a fun episode. All right. Sorry for those people that don't like Star Trek. But so any last final words before we wrap it up?
Yeah, well, everyone who's listening, watching, and to yourself, Tyler, stay safe, stay isolated, and hope you enjoy the podcast. And I think we should do another Q&A quite soon as well. Everyone's pretty bored at home. We should another Q&A. But let us know if you want to see more live videos. Let us know what you want to hear us talk about on the podcast. And thank you so much for listening, watching, and checking it out.
Yes, and again, I want to echo Scott. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being with us through this hard time. It's fun just to see that. I like the connection factor of the community.
Yes.
It's fun to get that. And again, if you guys are bored, you have our podcast. There's a backlog that you can listen to. A lot of fun guests. You have DCAU Review. You have Crisis on Infinite Podcast. So you got a lot of stuff that you can listen to and enjoy and nerd out on. And when you want those times of escapism and turn off that brain. So again, thank you to all of you guys that listen. We had a lot of listens and views on the last episode. So I hope that we continue to bring the kind of stuff that you enjoy, because it seems like everyone enjoys looking back at the waves. But again, that was all Scott's idea, and that's fun. I think we got it from a question, but Scott
I
threw on it.
may have stole it from a question. Yes, may have done that.
But we'll take it. And thank you guys again for listening. And this is DC Figures and Collectibles. We'll have another one soon.